Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and today we're going to talk about talking, or communicating, or you know what, just watch the damn video. This beautiful man is my friend Irate Bear, and while I'm not going to really disagree with him much, I do want to address some of the things he said in his latest video, Feminism is Done, What's Next?
Men's issues must be brought to the forefront of our community. I'm not trying to tell people what to fucking do. I'm not. But I think that the whole feminist argument has been destroyed. I think that the Black Lives Matter argument has been destroyed. I think communism has been destroyed. But even though we've won the argument, we still haven't beat them. Men are still laughed at. Communists are setting police on fire. The West is under siege from regressives, and everything that the feminists set out to do, they managed to still achieve. And we've got to somehow set about to undo that.
With all due respect to my friend, we haven't won the argument. We've made the better arguments, and there's far less bedroom feminists running around YouTube. But our media, our governments, our universities, they're all still seeped in SJW nonsense. The truth is, and this can be very hard to swallow, the better argument is the one that wins. And while Trump may have been elected president and Brexit may have passed, we're still not winning the argument overall. We've had a few minor victories.
I don't even give a fuck about the views anymore, or the growth. I just want to produce something that's of worth. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do daily uploads. Excuse me. I do enjoy the comedy stuff, and I'm not going to stop doing that. But I definitely want researched, well presented argument videos that make a difference.
This is precisely why the SJW side wins. While we sit over here being worried about logic and making a good argument and having all of our ducks in a row, they're over there flinging shit just hoping something sticks. Now, I'm not suggesting we should do the same thing, but on the conservative side or on the anti-SJW side, there's often this notion that we have to be the grown-ups. We have to be the adults. Facts and figures definitely have their place. Your arguments should be based on those. But if all you have is the facts and figures, people are going to tune out. You're not going to win hearts and minds that way. You need some kind of entertainment. What we need is Milo Yiannopoulos.
And people are sometimes, they sometimes accuse me of name-calling, which is a horrible allegation. My response to them is, well, first I do try to keep, unlike the conspiratorial social justice left, do try to keep the main thrust of my speeches and journalism closely anchored to the facts. But second of all, you guys have been lying to and lying about Republicans, calling them racist, sexist, homophobic, and all manner of other ludicrous allegations for 30 years, and you deserve some of it back once in a while.
Milo's an interesting case because even though he was anti-SJW, or still is anti-SJW, the anti-SJW side seemed to hate him almost as much as feminists did. I couldn't believe how many people that I would think would be fans of Milo were so happy to see him fall. Now, I get why. Some people thought he was just too outrageous. Some people thought he was an opportunist who really didn't believe what he was saying. And some people just didn't like him out of jealousy. He got really popular and they didn't think that was fair to them. Now, the one that concerns me is those who think he was too outrageous. And I will admit, by the end, he had gone off the deep end in my opinion. But most of what he did was outrageous to get attention, and then he would give a speech that went over facts and figures and made jokes, of course, and then he'd have a question and answer period where he would address any and all comers. My problem with Milo is that by the end he seemed to only be about the outrage, and he's supposedly coming back on 5-5, so I'm interested to see what that is, but that doesn't mean what he did wasn't important or that we can't take lessons on how to effectively communicate what we want to get out there by looking at what he did. Here's the truth. No matter how good your argument is, if nobody's listening, it doesn't matter. You're speaking into a void. you might as well be talking to your wall. We live in a time where the young generation has a very short attention span, and you have to grab their attention and hold it if you want to get anything to penetrate. SJWs make a lot of really stupid arguments, and there's a lot of fun to be had at their expense. That's how you change hearts and minds. You make fun of these idiots for the stupid shit they say.
Since you're attacking us, can you give us a question? No, Mr. President-elect.
Go ahead.
Mr. President-elect, since you are attacking our news organization, can you give us a chance?
Your organization
You are attacking our news organization.
Your organization
Can you give us a
is
chance
terrible.
to ask a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can you state, Mr. President-elect,
Go ahead.
can you state
She's asking
categorically,
a question.
Mr.
Don't be rude.
President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be
You're
rude.
attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Can you
No,
give
I'm
us
not
a
going to give you a
question?
question. I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
Can you state categorically that nobody... No, Mr. President-elect, that's not appropriate.
Donald Trump is another person we can look at to see how to deal with SJWs. From the moment he announced his presidency, he was attacked by the news media for being a bigot. Even though in his speech he specifically talked about people from south of Mexico, the narrative became Donald Trump hates Mexicans, says they're all rapists, which isn't even close to what the man said. The Kate Steinle murder did turn out to help Donald Trump because he was well on his way to being buried under an avalanche of media bullshit. Her death changed the conversation a little bit, but I'm still not sure that Donald Trump wouldn't have survived anyway, because he simply doesn't allow the media to tell him how to act. Whether you like Trump or not, whether you think he should get off Twitter or whatever, he does things his own way, and that way is calling things as he sees them without bowing down to the political pressure from the left, which is what so many Republicans do. If there's a charge of racism, they go out of their way to make sure everybody knows they're not racist. If there's a charge of sexism, hey, I'm not sexist. Look, I got this binder full of women. Donald Trump said, fuck you, I'm not talking to you. You're fake news. There's an interesting part at the end of that exchange where that reporter actually says, Mr. President, that's not appropriate. Motherfucker, that's not your job. Your job is not to tell the president what's appropriate. That's for the people to decide at election time. You guys didn't think it was appropriate that he grabbed women by the pussy or, made that joke when he was talking to friends. You guys tried to burn him on that too, remember? For far too long, the radical left, the regressives, have been telling everyone else what is appropriate. No matter how shitty they are to people, they get to decide what insults are okay and what aren't, and it's time for that shit to stop. It's time for everyone to stop bowing down to these loudmouth pieces of shit. I am all for researched arguments, but sometimes that's not what's needed. Sometimes all that's necessary is calling them out on their bullshit.
Tildeer was right in that there are many new people in our community that aren't here for the argument. They're not here to make a difference. And that's okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Now, I've been trying to be diplomatic about this part, and I'm not succeeding very well, so I'm just going to lay it out there. Stop listening to that idiot. Tildeer has decided he's the pope of the skeptic community, and he alone can decide the purity of people's arguments, whether they're actually skeptics or just bandwagoners. Imagine if he turned his attention to social justice warriors instead of bitching about people on the same side as him. That's not to say you can't disagree with somebody on the same side as you. But he's not disagreeing with them. He's attacking them for not being the right kind of skeptic. That's not helpful. But you'd mentioned wanting to affect change, making a meaningful impact. And I just want to throw this out at you. Take a look at Tildeer, and then take a look at Milo Yiannopoulos. Which of the two has done more for anti-social justice? Is it Tildeer with his long tirades nobody listens to? Or Milo, who actually got international attention for the cause? By all means, have your facts and figures right. Do your research. But don't become a Tildeer. Keep your content entertaining. That's what people watch for. Yeah, they want to hear the argument, but you know what? Dry statistics rarely change somebody's mind. Having those statistics dressed in an entertaining package, that's where you get your results. Alright guys, that's going to wrap this one up. If you enjoy what I do here, please consider becoming a Patreon supporter for as little as $1 a month. I cannot thank my patrons enough for all their support. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm the Ranting Monkey, and I will see you next time.
Mr. President-elect, that's not appropriate.
Your life makes me sad.